Hello and welcome back to NoBS. Today we return to talking about the Democrats hating not only the United States of America, but also our birthday and our major holidays. This week we of course have our Independence Day coming up. 4th of July is this weekend, which is rather exciting. I think it's a good time to get some celebration in. It's been a long, tough year. We've all been locked down and dealing with craziness and riots and agitators in the media. All kinds of nutsy stuff has been happening. So what better time to take a break, celebrate this country, stay safe, social distance, and hang out in small groups if you have to. But there's no reason we can't have a celebration for America's birthday. But apparently, Democrats aren't a big fan of that. They've already canceled most major events, most fireworks, downtown events, gatherings, parades. Everything's been canceled across the board. And that's rather ironic because they, of course, have been also encouraging these protests and these other marches and demonstrations for BLM and trying to support minorities and hate on white people. Like all that stuff is okay. But if you want to support America and celebrate our birthday and have a good time and celebrate this country and our history, that's bad. In fact, it's gotten so bad. The Democrats are so anti American. They're also attacking the Mount Rushmore. Mount Rushmore is a big monument that has the faces of American idols and presidents. And they're going after that now, probably because Trump is holding fireworks and having an event there for 4th of July, and they're going after it and they're calling it all kinds of crazy things. It's really ridiculous and really anti-American, but it's also expected. Like we said, we've seen this before. They've gone after 4th of July before. They just have new excuses now. And they've also gone after Christmas, Thanksgiving, Columbus Day. Like all of our holidays, almost all of them, are under attack. And in addition, we've talked about them trying to trash Mount Rushmore many times too. Mount Rushmore is an issue and location, a historical location we've discussed on this show before, specifically in relation to Adam Ruins Everything. Adam Ruins Everything is a terribly biased pro SJW liberal show on True TV, who we've covered multiple times. And it's mostly because they bash America, they hate capitalism, they hate our history, they call us all racist, all that kind of stuff. And they tried to do the same kind of thing with Mount Rushmore, which is what's coming up now with the Democrats. So with all that said, let's jump to this article. It's called Trump Glorifying White Supremacy with July 4th Fireworks at Mount Rushmore, Democrats Say. Absolutely ridiculous. Nothing to do with white supremacy. This is just a terrible use of their buzzword. I mean, they don't even understand what that means. Like, there's no mention of whiteness or supremacy or race. Like, this has nothing to do with this issue. It's totally ridiculous. And this, of course, is coming from the Democrats themselves. There's actually a tweet they sent out suggesting this, which is really off base. In fact, it was so bad they were forced to delete it. We'll get to that soon. But first, let's read on into this article. Fireworks on July 4th weekend at Mount Rushmore, that's glorifying white supremacy, the Democrats say. President Trump plans to attend that display at the historic monument to four of America's greatest presidents on Friday. While one might expect the Democratic National Committee to be critical, it went beyond critical in a Monday evening tweet. Now he's holding a rally glorifying white supremacy at Mount Rushmore, a region once sacred to tribal communities, the DNC's official Twitter account posted. Now, none of this is based on reality. This is just a great big lie. It's just made up stuff. We already talked about nothing being mentioned about white supremacy. No one's talking about race. All it is Trump. He's the president. He happens to be white, and he's going to a 4th of July celebration. They're going to put off fireworks in honor of America's birthday, and it's at Mount Rushmore. That's the details that they are calling white supremacy. And it basically is just them. And that's their way of saying, oh, we hate that there's white people involved here. We hate that Trump's involved. We hate that the monument has white people on it. White people might be going there, and they hate us. And then the next part is, and this is something we've discussed before, is they're referencing the tribal communities. They're trying to pull in the Native Americans as a kind of weapon for them, a tool here, a tomahawk, if you will. And it's really just not working. This is land that I think was formerly owned by an Indian tribe, but they're just not around anymore. There's a lot of reasons for that. We could go into all the history. Some people will say it's biased or racism or something, but the truth is the American settlers and all the settlers in here, the Canadian ones, the Mexican ones, the Spanish, the French, everyone that came to the Americas back in the day, they had different conflicts and relationships with the Native Americans. Some of them were contentious. Some of them resulted in wars and battles. Some of them resulted in friendships and trades and collaborations. There's a lot to it, but what isn't going on is there's not a big racist attack against them. It's not this whole big thing like, oh, we hated them. Like we tried to communicate with them. That's what Thanksgiving was all about. Thanksgiving was about breaking bread, the Pilgrims and the Indians. This happened a lot in Canada and other places too. So the fact that they're trying to frame this up as, oh, the Americans killed all the Native Americans and Mount Rushmore represents that, that's just a gross misunderstanding and purposeful misinterpretation of our great history. The visit comes at a time when numerous statues and memorials, many not of Confederate or slaveholders, have been vandalized by left wing activists. Mr. Trump has been critical of such desecrations, as we all should be. The tweet was deleted, but not before numerous conservatives and the Republican National Committee had screen grabbed it. If you support America's founding and our heroes throughout our history, you're now glorifying white supremacy. This is insane, historically illiterate nonsense. When will Joe Biden condemn his own party's hatred of America? Wrote GOP spokeswoman Elizabeth Harrington. Yeah, well put, Liz. I mean, totally. Joe Biden's like hiding in a basement right now or something. I haven't seen him. He hasn't done a press conference in 3 months. And he also isn't speaking out against this stuff. If you check out his Twitter, I've seen his Twitter, and all he does is blame Trump for everything. It's ridiculous. It's all he says is like, we need a real leader right now. If we had any leader, we'd be better. Anyone else could be better than this. Like all he does is Trump bash. And yeah, I mean, that's part of the campaign strategy. I get it. Basically, Biden is the anti-Trump candidate. He's not really a Biden candidate. Like it doesn't matter who Biden is. He's just running on the fact that people hate Trump and they can vote for him instead of Trump. And he won't stand up for America like this lady's saying here. This is the original tweet, the original nonsense, just totally ridiculous. Like, what does this have to do with white supremacy? Trump has desecrated Native communities time and time again. He's attempted to limit their voting rights and blocked critical pandemic relief. Now he's holding a rally glorifying white supremacy at Mount Rushmore, a region once sacred to tribal communities. Again, what does any of this have to do with it? Trump is not anti-Native American. Dude, he's not doing anything to the Native communities. He's not limiting their voting rights or blocking their relief. They have their own communities. They have their own independent states, actually. Like, they get independence. So, I mean, that's the thing. If they want to have their own little reservation and their own little town that's not part of the United States, that's their right. That's part of our agreement with these natives. They can still have their tribes and their legacies, but they can't vote for American elections too. Like, you got to pick a nation, a loyalty. I think that's the case here. I believe there's more to it, but the main point is just absolutely ridiculous claims by the Democrats. They hate America, they hate the Constitution, and they hate white people. That's what this person said. That's right on. It's spot on. Exactly the truth. There's only one thing worse than a leftist, two of them. Yeah, there's great points here. And I think the greater point is, yeah, we're talking about this great monument. It looks cool. I hear it looks smaller in person. I haven't actually been there. But yeah, the pictures look great. You know, you got Lincoln, Roosevelt, Jefferson, Washington, all the great leaders of our country in the past, and they built a great nation. They deserve to be honored, and the country deserves to be honored. I don't get it. I don't get why people want to be in and down with the Democrats when they hate America so much. It's so obvious. I mean, how can you show you hate the country any more than trying to stop our birthday? It's like, imagine if you did this to someone in your office or something. You're just like, you know what? Jake over there, I don't like that Jake guy. He's a little bit of a white supremacist, so he's not going to get an office birthday party. I know we do that for everyone. We usually get a cake and everything. Sometimes we even have a little break after lunch. But I don't like Jake. He's white. He's a supremacist because I said so. There's no proof of his supremacy, but I'm going to tell you that. And that's what they're doing. I mean, they're bullying the country. And then the worst part is they want to pretend they want to lead us and like take control. They want the presidency and more power. But it's like, why? Why would you want that? Like, do they even want that? Because it's like they act like they hate us so much. Like, why are they even here? I mean, I guess you could assume they want to fix it. Like, they want to make things better. But I just don't see that. Like, I don't see any plans for that. All I see is SJW nonsense, them attacking us and bashing us and demeaning white people, destroying our statues. I think that's another thing that's super relevant too. And that's probably why Trump is going here. I mean, this is like the one monument. It's like going to be the hardest for them to destroy. This is a giant carving in a mountain. Again, it's not nearly as big as you might think. It just looks really big on cameras. But yeah, they're not going to be able to destroy this easily. And it's not even like they could get up there. It's not like a statue you could throw some ropes on and they're just like downtown in some area close by. And I think that's what Trump's going for here. You know, he's like, I'm going to get in this area. This is a big monument. I'm going to show I support the country. I'm going to get these fireworks going, get people there. It looks like there's some details on the event here. It says this photo shows Mount Rushmore on March of last year. Mount Rushmore fireworks won't limit the crowd due to coronavirus. South Dakota governor said on Thursday. The Republican governor said the National Park Service is doling out 7,500 tickets via lottery to the event, which marks the first time in a decade that fireworks will be set off at the memorial in recognition of Independence Day. So this is pretty cool. This is exciting. You know, like some people could show up. Yeah, you got to be safe. You know, keep your distance, wear a mask, sanitize your hands, all that stuff. That's still important. But it's like we said, like if these guys can have these BLM protests and they can just go out in the streets and tear things down and do whatever they want, like we should be able to do what we want. And I really think that's the worst part. Is like the liberals think it's okay when they do it and they can like stop people from celebrating and doing what they want. Like they can do whatever they want. They can just tear down stuff and break the law and quit their job and do all this stuff. But, oh, you can't have fireworks on 4th of July. Like they want to tell other people they can't do something safe and traditional and just, you know, American history. This is part of our country. They hate it. We love it. And that's why they have to lose this November. That about wraps things up. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Make sure you hit the like button and also comment your thoughts on everything below. Subscribe if you're new. And until next time, have a great day.